Hey guys, it's Aaron Martinez back here with the second part from the decomposition collage video that I just made. Um, just sort of like sharing more of my stuff, and we'll keep working on the composition. Still here with my assistant Daisy, and let's get to work. Daisy, you wanna say hi to everyone there? Hi, Baba. Yeah, we're just chilling here. Just found a piece of wood. Thank you. Thank you, Babs. Okay, we're back at it. From last video, working on this little composition, but while I was cleaning all of my belongings and organizing and just trying to stay stay organized. I guess that's the only word I can say. Um, like I was showing you guys the example of these work, how these got photocopied, and I believe we got big beeswax on top. It's been a few years since this happened, but it was such a great experience. Teacher here in Victoria, British Columbia, Tony Bonsall, really good teacher. But look, this is the original. So the original, I made it on this hard surface, and it has all of the little bits of paper. Like this got ripped. Some of it got cut, and I photocopy it, right. Like for example, like the white on this part, it's a negative of these, and just how here I interposed like the other piece, and so just like an example of a collage, and how I did put these two together, right. um very stoked about having that experience. um this is another piece I made at I don't know, the same class. um but this one, it has like a lot of like found materials, and a lot of sort of display on like scratch games, and kind of like playing games or some sort, and just sort of like putting all things together, right. um Sort of like maybe wishing that we'll all win that lottery ticket one day. um it's another example that I made of a collage. This super famous photo from Nat Geo. Like, I mean, maybe older people remember that, but not the younger ones. And just sort of like designing, right, how I used the cover in this way, and I cut another cover to sort of create two frames, and this idea of advertisement, and sort of like exploiting how it gets exploited in many ways. um the disgrace of others, and how it just like, and how the cool stuff, it comes from the streets, from the poor people. Like everything is good that comes from the struggle. That's kind of like a way of seeing it, of thinking about it. um this is another collage that it has uh more of like a mm, like a paint to it and drawn. Like this is collaged. Some of that is painted. This composition of aces and how like everything sort of transparent and connects to each other. And just sort of like another thing I wanted to show you is going back to found material, like well, maybe I can't show that, but because you can also use your own stuff, right? These are photos I took years ago out of 2023, oh no, 2018. Wow. Going to just walking around the street. Just, you know, how had some paintings I made with these stuff. And that's how like, you know, you can keep stuff for collage making. Just sort of like founding data to mine from, to connect um, to source from. And you know, one thing, like my son made this. One thing that I believe this is Vancouver, but yeah, just, you know, just this is someone made some art and I took a photo of art, and just how like you can create so much just by taking a photo or of something, and that can be like, we're gonna just either this or this, and that can be your own art, so you don't feel like maybe you're taking from someone or something. There's a famous artist called Richard Prince, who has been sued many times by the people that took the Marlboro photos of the Cowboys, because he took a photo of the photo and he called that his art, right? Someone worth checking. I might learn how to put a link. And so it's something you can do. I need to let the dog outside 1 second. Well, didn't went out. So and you know, that, so that can be the beginning of our collage. For example, I'm gonna use this, and for this situation I'm going to change tools. I hope this is still a little sharp. So I'm going to trace with my knife here. I hope to get better with these videos as I go, guys. That's my commitment. I mean, better on at making them, right? Like it is what it is with me. You got what you see, but I mean, about editing and I need to get a microphone, and also need to learn how to be louder and more clear with my words. I'm using Invisalign right now, and it makes my speech kind of funny, but I mean, I already it's a thing for me because it's my second language. And I don't know, maybe I should make videos in Spanish. What do you guys think? But then I run out of words in either language now because I get lost in translation. But yeah, here we are. So I'm trying to cut this in a way that it's clean. So in a way that it's clean, so I can save both as a source for art making. Look. So now that this is done, I can come back here. Let me see. Just want to see that I'm in frame. We can locate. We can find our spot, and then we can again start to edit, start to create a story, a composition. I like this one, right? And so it's, you know, there is a famous skater that became actor, that it is said something that stuck to me forever, which is like, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. And that's art. So it's just like, we can all do this, right? Like, it's no secret. Like, there's a reason why I'm making these videos, because it's like, there is no secret. I went to art school. I've been I'm born with this inclination for art, but you know, that's not something that it's impossible to achieve, or that like everybody can enjoy it. That's what I'm trying to say. And that's it. That's art. It's like, no, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. And it's the little thing. It's just like, you have this, but where do you place it? What do you choose to show and what not? Is there anything that matters? Is there a number that matters? Is there a letter that matters? Is what does it matter and what does not? And also, obviously, knowing composition, like divide. If you squint a little bit to the image, you can start to divide the shapes. Like, I can see this really strong red shape here to the side. The circle obviously here with the gray, and how you start to see the planes and what's hot and what's cold. It's kind of interesting because this one, it has a hot color and a cold color, and it has this gray in the middle, right? So it's already, it has that. So things that you can look up for or into it that matters. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. So this one a bit more obvious, I guess, with what should be there, but I mean something that it might be quite different is something like this. Something that it doesn't quite belong there, right? It almost like here starts to look like it's alive. Like if it wants to go somewhere, and it's just like, I don't know. But do you see the difference when it comes to adding those planes of information? And I mean, just here to create like a very another. So because now if you see, it's quite like a paint, like I'm framing, right? I'm framing my art. That's something that I like to do. It's kind of like editing, and I sort of like, you gotta think how it's going to present after it's done, like, you know, your margins, and it's like editing. I think that's a lot of what I could call it in the and might be a different way to define what's making a collage. And can come back to what at this point is my subject. um, so and then from here it's just like how much structure, or how much peace in the chaos do you find, how much do you want to put in or take out, and how do we come to terms with it, right? You know, I saved my paper here. It might be hard to, I mean, if you make two different collages, like I think that it can give you, like I said, for example, with these um paper, which is my cutout for from this one, I I would like to make a piece of art with this on its own. It might lack sense to just someone just passing by, right? Someone that is just like, well, that doesn't tell me much, right? So like you have to be able to really know what you're talking about, whatever you're showing, right? Like you actually gotta know. And this is a way to create a like a two set, like a uh, side by side paintings or pieces of art that, or collages, sorry, that it can talk to each other, right? And this way you're creating like more content, and you are uh, telling a story, right? So for example here I can start to look into um, what it could be, you know. One thing I'm noticing that I want to mention is that this, I like this here. This looks great. I think it looks the best out of everything that I have edited so far. I really like this. And if you guys remember, I said that I didn't like this because this is too obvious, right? So this is this other thing, like you don't want to be obvious. Like I think like in most things in life, being discreet, being like, you know, or being like subtle, or being like having taste. I think that's what it is. And believe me, I have struggled to find that in other aspects of my life, but in art, I can tell you at least now that that really makes a difference. Because this is kind of cheesy. This is too It's too obvious. Still's okay. I mean, the more I look at it, I'm like, oh, I actually kind of respect you more. I kind of think like you're not like, but this is much better. I mean, I'm losing this, that, I mean, I remember why I took this photo, because it's the sort of like how funny that the scene is, right? But I like this too. I really like it. If I had to choose, for example, if I want to make two with this, I could do this. I could have this with this, and that's sort of like side by side. Um, Also, this is a photo I took here, which is here in town, the West Coast. So, let's see, I might change my mind. Let's see here. This is nice. It's like how you make this kind of window, right? Window of information. Which actually, it kind of becomes more interesting than what you would call the main subject is this negative space, right? One thing, when you're going to art school, like the Japanese art was one of the biggest contributions to what we appreciate, and to what's the art world, which is the strong use of the negative space. I might have to make up a part 3 showing some examples of what Japanese art and the use of the negative space, and what that has taught us to the world, and the world of art, what has teaches us, what it really matters, like what it matters in that sense. But yeah, so we still haven't made an actual collage. We haven't committed to glue anything, but that's the beauty, right? Like, I mean, if I had a printer scanner right now, like I had in school, that's where I got all these free copies. Otherwise it gets expensive. I will scan these, and boom, I have something to work on. And then excuse me, I could do the same to this one, right? I just like go like this, take a photocopy, and then I have another one that it would be like, oh look, I found, this is the original. I was in the other video, I was drawing on the, I found it here. Like you see, this is the original. This is like weaved paper that I cut from different magazines and stuff. And here is where it got scanned and printed. This one is the original. This one is it has like layers, it's rigid, and it's not smooth. Look, if you find here. So that's something that I could do with these ones. It's just like scan, photocopy, scanned, and just photocopy. And I mean, other people will just put it into a tablet, and other people, like, I mean, you just need to ask AI now, and they will do it for you. But what's the point? What's the fun? like this is what's fun, right? Like touching the paper and feeling and taking your photos and then printing them into paper and then making art out of them, and you're putting part of yourself and sort of like fusioning yourself, building yourself onto the art, because it's like a part of you. It's something you did, a place you went, something you experienced, and then when you have the chance and the luxury, I think this is a luxury to be able to do this when we feel like we're just trying to survive many times, right? And that's a lot of what we're doing nowadays. And but we deserve this luxury of creating and being, and we all deserve it. Like, you don't, if you don't have a chance to do this, like, we'll just do it with the paper. Like I done that with um all kinds of material that I found, right? Like I mean, you can use the newsprints and like, and just like um and even that, right? Like you can shout out to the dentist, keeping our teeth nice. Um, right. And if oops, I lost my flowers. Oh, right here. And even if you wanted to create something like, like if it's something like it felt, like if this had fallen, and then we're still, you know, we can use some of this stuff. We can, and this is just me thinking here out loud, right? Like there's so many things, and just think about a lot of what it's fun to us to think about things just not being right, like I mean, like this world. So I can go upside down. That's satisfying. And when I was a child, I had so much anxiety when I would hear like paper ripping or cardboard or like the chalk nail, um, the chalk, like that bad sound. Grew out of it, but yeah, that was something. So this is just quick arrangement. That's the beauty, like, if you don't like it, you can just start over. And when it's things like this, when it's things like that, like you can just go for it, and then when they're done, toss it to the side if you don't like it. But one thing I noticed while we were doing that is just like less is more, like many times, like, and I've done that, like, that um piece is really busy, and I really like it, and it's very busy, and it's hard to find what's open, what's down. Like it's really, it's complex, but like I like simple things, and I think a lot of it is like I said, less is more. Sometimes more is more, but not always. Not always. Um, and it's so fun, right? Like it visually, it's just like so fulfilling, and it's just soothing to the soul. Um, I think one thing that I've noticed with the work that I've been showing you and that we've been doing is that it's sort of like it kind of reminds me. Oh, the sheen with the light is really strong to see these photos. It might not work out, but these are photos that I took like around 2018. Um, and I really like this photo. This photo is just like from this coffee shop that where my art school used to be, and so you will go and get your coffee, put your cream, put your sugar, put your whatever, and at the time this is where you put your dirty spoon, and and I really like this analogy of representing people through objects and through something that it's not a human basically, but it represents a human, and each of these spoons, all I think is just like each person that we were there, and that we didn't talk to each other, or we were not like with each other or anything. We still touch each other somehow, and we were connected somehow, and being part of that hive, right? And just how like these micro gestures of this communal living, of being human, of being alive, of existing, and just how like I my idea is to show it through these spoons, and these spoons represents us or the people that we were there at the time, and that, like I said, regardless if we talked or not, if we shook hands or anything, we still connected to each other somehow. And that's the beauty of art, and that's the beauty of thinking about art, and living art, and just practicing it, right? It's everywhere. You just need to go out there and find it, and to be honest, many times it finds you. You just need to be open to be with it, to receive it, to experience it. That's our part of the deal when it comes to art. um and I think just before we wrapped up this video, I want to show you this like painting collage that I did, self portrait. um and the next video we're gonna be talking about Japanese art, and what they give us when it comes to the use of negative space, and all that good stuff. um but yeah, so this is like this is a finished painting to me. um it might be a little, and I don't even know how these shows say. I'm just like recording like on the side, but um um I don't know if it's upside down or not in your device or in your screen. But so this is a self portrait that I did in a piece of paper. So this is painted. And then behind of it, this is a wooden canvas. And on the bottom I did a collage, like for example, this is like a commercial for microwaves, kind of being born in the mid 80s. being a 90s kid, like, you know, that was a big thing on at a time. This is like a little tiger drawing. I don't know if I did it or my kids did it, like maybe calling my inner child or my actual child did it. And here I have these like badass woman with a pipe and a bandana, and I use some spray paint. I use paint that like Rust-Oleum kind of paint, that texture paint, sort of like bed liner kind of stuff, because I like the use of sort of industrial materials. So, and this is an example of a painting collage that I made, that is paint and collage and paint, collage paint. So it's just like 4 or 5 layers of working here. And this is the last thing I want to show you guys. So it's like a lot of things that you can do. Oh, and another thing you notice in the editing, right? So for me, putting these painting in here, it creates this sort of like natural frame, and it creates like art on top of art. And it's like this idea of like layers of meaning, layers of information, and how we interpret it, right? I hope you find these videos very interesting. Like, I really like talking about this stuff, something that I'm very passionate about. And the more that we do it, the more we can find. Anyhow, well, Ari Martinez, there's a fly that I got in here and it's gonna start to drive me crazy, so I better finish this video, guys. Oh, I see you for next time. Okay, bye now.